I was extremely active, worked out almost every day, ate a healthy diet, and so I didn't really have any underlying issues that I was aware of. And so that's why I was extremely shocked to be someone who would collapse. Last thing I remember was just running. I was coming down this street and I just felt super lightheaded. Next thing I know, that was it. I just blacked out. My name is McAnena. I am a former Division I college soccer player at Ohio State. I was team captain and a two-time All Big Ten selection, and was also a leading goal scorer for a couple of those years. And by the age of 27, I survived 2 sudden cardiac arrests. So to me, it still seems so surreal of just the fact that he literally saved my life.
Right here, I mean, I'm looking down at this person from my driver's seat, and I knew, hey, this is the real deal, this is serious.
Hello, my name is Erick Woertink. I'm a family man, I'm a working man. We met in a way that's a little bit different from most friendships beginnings.
On the street here, I was going to my brother's house, which is this next neighborhood up here. And that's when I looked to the right and I saw this jogger not moving, unresponsive. And I just drove past him, just like everybody else.
I'm running with a good friend of mine before work. About 3 minutes into the run, I started feeling extremely lightheaded. And for me, that was the last thing that I remember. There was a bystander, just so happened to be Erick, one of my great friends now, and he was driving by with his 1-year-old daughter. And he just felt the need and the calling to get out of his car, and he knew CPR. And really, that's ultimately what saved my life.
As soon as I pulled into that neighborhood, that's when I just turned around and came back down.
And I thought to myself, either A, I'm gonna go about my life, and that'll make no difference to me, or B, I can turn around and see what's really going on with this guy, because he looked like he might need some help. I had my daughter in the back seat, which, of course, your child, you're number one. So I ended up making a quick U-turn.
He's laying this way, head down that side, feet on this side. And that's when your friend looked up and was like, he's not breathing.
There was another bystander there, and I looked at that guy and I said, hey, my daughter's in the car. Please just keep an eye on my car. Immediately walk up to Austin. He's laying there on the ground. That moment was insane. Like, it really was. Like, we've all felt each other's pulse. We all know what a heartbeat feels like, but the absence of a heartbeat is crazy. Put my hands on his chest and just started pushing his heart down. All of a sudden, he kind of like lets this air out, which I didn't know at the time. That's basically your last breath. Like, your body says, I'm done. And I just kept pumping. I just kept pumping his heart, kept pumping his heart. After minutes of this, finally we hear the fire truck on its way, and that was just such a relief, because I knew once they got there, they were going to be able to shock his heart back to life. I used to be a construction worker. I did underground wet utilities, and we all learned CPR and first aid. Pretty much I took a class, and I never thought I was actually going to use it. That night I was telling my kids about it, and I was just like, I don't know if he lived, I don't know if he died, but hopefully he's still alive and his family's sitting there next to him, One day, Austin's brother just called me out of the blue. I used to have this big old burly beard, and he was like, we've been looking for my brother's bearded angel. And I was just like, well, how'd you find me, man? And they set up like a little surprise visit, which was really cool. Austin just came up and was like, hey, I'm Austin, nice to meet you, And it's just like, dude, what's up, bro? We've been buddies ever since. Be that person that stops. Be that person that just takes a minute out of their life to see what's going on, to see if you can actually help. Hundreds of cars passed. Hundreds.
This road right here, people are jamming up, going to work, people are jamming down, going to work, people are coming out. Like, that was the part that blew my mind. Is like the people that just went by and did not help.
And it's great for my children to know, that their dad helped out somebody, and that's something that will be in their minds for the rest of their life. Like, my dad literally saved somebody's life. He helped somebody in need. And, those are things that we should teach our children. You should help people in need, My children learned a valuable lesson from that moment.
The more people who have the willingness to jump in and help and know how to do CPR can make all the difference in someone's life. After my sudden cardiac arrest, I was diagnosed with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So it's a thickened heart, and the biggest thing that I wanted to know was, how is this going to impact the rest of my life? My return to sports was about a year after my first sudden cardiac arrest, and understanding how to find the quality of life with what my doctors were allowing me to do, I was able to find that sweet spot to make the most of it. And working with my family, knowing that ultimately athletics is what makes me happy, and basically making the most of that. For me, surviving sudden cardiac arrest, my life has completely changed in terms of my mindset and perspective on everything. For any of us, we don't know how long we have here on Earth. And that's totally changed my trajectory in terms of things that I want to do to get done in life. Something I always encourage people to do is, no matter what it is, if you've always wanted to travel to Europe, or you wanted to try this new hobby, or learn this new dance, or figure out how to play the guitar, do it now. Don't put it off, because ultimately you never know when you'll have that opportunity to do so. Being in the present, being mindful, being with those who we love, and continuing to make an impact bigger than ourselves.
You know, watching Austin crush it at his second chance is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, it just makes me happy as can be. It really does. You're teaching everybody how to do CPR, how to use an AED, you're spreading awareness. Austin, he really is making a difference. And he's using his time in just such a precious, valuable way. And I absolutely love it.
Heartshield Project started in 2020. Really, it started with a training at my company. And from there, I was able to purchase dummies and then start to escalate that to the general community. Our mission at the Heartshield Project is to do CPR training for as many people in the community as possible, because the more people we can train, ultimately the more people and lives we can save. People can support our work at Heartshield with sharing our content and our training videos online. They can also volunteer at some of our events, and if you're in the local Orange County community, you can connect us with high schools, middle schools, and your companies to help us come in and train and spread awareness for sudden cardiac arrest.
It's just gonna make the world better. You never know when it's your father, your mom, or anybody around you, a complete stranger, is just gonna have a problem like that. Knowing that you can keep somebody's blood flowing, keeping their brain alive until you get an AED there to help, it's wonderful. I would definitely tell people who are feeling hesitant, who are feeling scared to help, because these situations, they are scary. You know, you're entering the unknown. You're not sure what you're going to be trying to help with. But I would just say, just check it out. Just see what you can do. It might make all the difference. It really might. Don't be afraid, just help. You won't lose a wink of sleep over stopping to help somebody.